Hello everyone, this is Keith George, and this is a quick video tutorial on how we are going to work to align our standards to our individual lessons in the modules that you've created. So what I've created is, and there will be one of these for each grade level, is I have a standards alignment tool. And it will be a little bit difficult to see because the recording tools are down here. Let's see if I can move those someplace. So what this tab or what this spreadsheet is just a way for us to quickly and easily create our alignments for each grade level. So what you have, and you have the directions here for the first tab, which is the alignment to all of the various standards by lesson. So enter the lesson number from the kit, such as code 1 for the coding activity, CSM 3 for the common sense media, or we'll probably do ROB for robotics for the robotics lesson. So you'll enter that particular lesson in there, and the title of it. And I don't know the title. I think it's Tinkering with Blue Bots for the second grade. And then in each of the columns, you have drop downs, and you'll be able to, first you're doing the Alabama standard. When you open the drop down, you have the 6 recurring standards and then the individual grade level standards. So Tinkering with Blue Bots, I haven't examined that lesson to know for sure, but we'll say that they're using some, and I just noticed an error there, so I'll resolve that. But you select the correct standard in the Computer Science Teachers Association standards. You'll do the same thing. You will find the correct standard. So let's see. Develop programs with sequences, and then in the ISTE standards you will select the correct standard as well. And so I'm just going to make one up, develop and test. And once you have all those in there, you're done with that, with this possible exception. If your lesson addresses more than one standard in any of these 3 categories, simply copy and paste the same lesson and then select any additional standards. So if it also does 2.5, if for you need to decompose the steps, and maybe it doesn't address any additional ISTE standards, so we will leave that blank. And you see the examples here. So you're always going to have one that should address in all likelihood at least one standard in all 3 standard collections. But this one also had a second standard in ISTE, and so that was added even though these 2 were left blank. And then you'll go on to the next lesson and so forth. So that will be how we will align to the lesson. But we also want to, under the correlations tab, we also want to list out every single lesson that addresses one of the state standards, just so that we can see where we have gaps for future to resolve in the future. We know we probably won't have 100% coverage this first time, but we will work to cover those gaps. We want to find out where we stand. So if on recurring standard 1, identify, demonstrate, and apply personal safe use of digital devices, well, we know that CSM, Common Sense Media Lesson 1, will do that because it talks about passwords. Perhaps CSM 2, and I'm just kind of making these up now. And, maybe one of the code lessons also covers that. So these 3 lessons address this standard, and you'll just do the same thing down this column. Now I'm sharing this document with the individual grade levels, and there will be a version of this document for each grade level for you to enter in the data that you need. Notice there is a 3rd tab which is data population, and you can see it's locked. That's just where I have some things happening in the background to auto-populate these fields on the first tab. So it's locked. You guys cannot edit that, and you don't need to. So you're really just looking at the alignments tab and the correlations tab. So this will be coming out to the individual development teams over the next week or so. And I just wanted to give you an overview of how we will be completing that. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at keith.george@amsty.org. Thank you.